Roller coaster. I'm gonna give guns up to Sugar, and guns up to J Metro 788. In this video, I'm gonna be discussing the evil eye. What I'm actually gonna be reading from an article about the evil eye, and then I'm gonna be talking about why you should exercise caution when listening to these spiritual gurus, these lecturers on YouTube with a huge following. There's a reason why they have such a huge following, and it may not be a good reason behind it. Anyway, this is a website called Spiritual Science Research Foundation. I've been visiting this website since 2015. Got some pretty good information on it. All right, evil eye meaning and introduction. It says many cultures around the world believe that through our thoughts or through an envious glare, one person is able to cause harm to another in the form of illness, injury, or even death. While there are many different terms for this phenomenon, we will be using the term evil eye in this article. In our series of articles on the evil eye, we explain what is the meaning of the evil eye, how can we become afflicted by the evil eye, the symptoms we may experience if we are afflicted by the evil eye, and what we can do to remove it. All right. Yeah, that's another reason why old boy had to go, because he was staring at the stuff I had on the shelf like he wanted the oils I had on my shelf to turn rancid. You know, and it was all because shit wasn't working out in his favor. He was mad at me because I wouldn't go downstairs and talk to my family because he claimed they was giving him sideways energy or hating on him. But never mind the fact that he got caught gossiping to another sibling about the other one. Like, you dumbass. But anyway, that's another topic. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, it says, what is the meaning of evil eye? The evil eye is a term used to describe the process of being afflicted by Raja Tama vibrations from another person, which means the other person can afflict us with the evil eye intentionally or unintentionally. It says, in today's competitive and materialistic world, most people have personality defects and vices such as jealousy, hatred, hunger for publicity, etc. It says Raja Tama vibrations generated from these vices have a spiritually distressing effect on us. You can also get spiritual distress just from hearing some people's voices or just looking at certain people. That's why I try not to stare at this fella right here too hard, because I swear last night I was feeling some distressing energy just from looking at his picture. You can get distressing energy just from looking at people's pictures. You know, a transference of spirits. Anyway, it says while the evil eye. Wait a minute. I'm at the wrong place. All right, I'm gonna read that over again. It says, in today's competitive and materialistic world, most people have personality defects and vices such as jealousy, hatred, hunger for publicity. It says Raja Tama vibration generated from these vices have a spiritually distressing effect on us. This is what is termed as getting afflicted by the evil eye. Distress experienced due to being affected or possessed by negative energy, ghosts, demons, devils, etc., is also a type of affliction by the evil eye. It says, while the evil eye has been viewed by many people as a pure superstition and a phenomenon that has no rational claim, they fail to recognize or understand how various aspects of this spiritual dimension can have a direct effect on us. Through our research about the various methods and rituals to remove the evil eye, we have found that the individuals upon whom the rituals were performed have experienced immediate relief from the various problems which they suffered and which could not be relieved by conventional means. It says, who or what can be afflicted by the evil eye? The evil eye can be cast on anyone or anything. Remember I was saying about how you was looking at the stuff I had on the shelf? It says this includes an individual, an animal, plants, as well as inanimate objects. And some people's energy is so shitty, they could kill a plant just by standing by it. You remember that movie, Death by Temptation? After they finished having their discussion at the table, after the woman left, the damn plant had withered over and died. Mm-hmm. All right, it says, how does one get afflicted by the evil eye and what this means to us? A seeker who has advanced sixth sense ability, Mrs. Priyanka, I can't pronounce her name, but anyway, has created the following drawing based on subtle knowledge that depicts the subtle effect of casting the evil eye. It shows that the subtle process which observed when a person casts the evil eye on another individual. All right, it says creation, activation of desired rings of the six eternal foes in the individual. The color of the foes, you see it right there. Creation and activation of distressing energy ring in the individual. Emission of waves of distressing energy into the environment. emission of a flow of distressing energy towards the other individual, creation of entangling bonds of distressing energy around the individual, emission of activated particles of distressing energy towards the other individual and into the environment. All right. It says the desired oriented waves generated in a person about another individual are transmitted to that individual, and the evil eye is cast on them from the drawing based on subtle knowledge. We can see that the flow of energy transmitted onto the other person is Raja Tama predominant and attacks the gross body, vital body, the mental body, the casual body. This creates a subtle distressing covering around the individual, and consequently, the individual experiences distress. It says below we have listed some triggers of affliction by the evil eye and what this means to those who are affected. Through desirous thoughts. Sometimes when people see a smiling and healthy child, they unknowingly have some desire-related thoughts. As these thoughts are Raja Tama predominant, the child gets afflicted and adversely as the subtle body is very sensitive. That's why you shouldn't be posting, pictures of your children on social media or showing your pregnant stomach, because people can that picture is actually a portal to you. You can transfer spirits through photos. But anyway, another example is when a female wears provocative clothing. The individual of the opposite sex may have desirous thoughts about her. When these thoughts are generated in the mind, they increase the Rajatama in the individual having the desirous thoughts and the affect the concerned female as well as others in the environment. It says the thoughts can affect the concerned female and as well as others in the environment. Yep. All right. Through envious thoughts. In some situations, an individual or a negative energy gets bad thoughts about an individual, animal, or an object, or feels envious of their success. The negative vibrations generated affect the individual, animal, or object. It says one lady experienced that after participating in a dance competition and achieving the first place. She fell ill and became bedridden the very next day after her mother performed a ritual to remove the evil eye. She immediately recovered as she had achieved the first place in the competition. The others competing against her had envious thoughts about her, and this had a direct effect on her. That's why I don't like to show my face on YouTube. Like some people be like, show your face. I'm like, what the hell you want to show my face for you? The reason why they want you to show your face is because they want something to feed off of. Hell no, don't show them motherfuckers your face. That's something for these demons to feed off of. That's energy. All right, it says black magic is a term used to describe a ritual where specific mantras and tools are used with a specific aim to cause harm to another individual. It says these are some people in society as well as higher level negative energies that perform rituals like black magic. Often the people in society that perform black magic do suffer under the influence of negative energies. In the case of being afflicted by an evil eye and other than through black magic, the power of intention behind casting the evil eye from the person can be to 30%. However, if the evil eye is cast through black magic, the power of the intention is above 30%, and this means it is more severe. All right, through negative energy. It says individuals who are distressed by negative energies are affected by the distressing energies that is released from the negative energies. This is also a form of being afflicted by the evil eye. Seekers of God who practice spiritual who do spiritual practice for the spread of spirituality are at the forefront of attention of negative energies as they are working towards the establishment of the divine kingdom. The negative energies who wish to establish a demonic kingdom actually cause distress to the seekers. It says despite the attacks of the negative energies, seekers of God have access to divine protection, and their spiritual practice enables them to overcome the distress of the obstacles posed by the negative energy. Yes, I guess it's okay for you to show your face, but I still don't want to show my face. All right. It says, what does the strength of the evil eye depend on? It says the below table gives a comparison of the different sources of affliction by the evil stare, their intensity, and the spiritual power behind them. All right. It says source of affliction by the evil eye. Desirous and envious thoughts have the least effect. Black magic, more. Negative energies, more. It says most. Yep. Yet the desirous and envious thoughts, the intensity of that is the willpower of the person casting the evil eye, the spiritual strength of the person practicing the black magic, and the negative energy, the spiritual strength of the negative entity. All right. And this right here are the symptoms. It says physical problems, addiction, repeated illness, reoccurring skin diseases, severe headache, earache, pain in eyes, blackouts, numbness of limbs, reduction in body heats, and experiencing weakness. You like if you see me skip over some stuff, it means I can't pronounce this shit. All right, and it says mental problems, constant tension and depression, excessive fright, increasing unnecessary thoughts and doubts about others, failing in examinations despite hard work, forgetting this despite good intellect. I think I may suffer for some of this shit too. All right, financial problems, not getting employed, failure in business, recurring financial losses, or getting cheated. All right. Anyway, you pretty much get it. You can check out the rest of the stuff on your own, but I want to get to the stuff about the this entity that people use to sip in people's energy. It's called an egregore. Egregore. It says egregore is a thought form. It can be created either intentionally or unintentionally and become an aut- autonomous entity with the power to influence a group with a common purpose, like a family, a club, a political party, a church, or a country can create an egregore. Yeah, that's what these spiritual gurus on YouTube like Ralph Smart and the 13th Son, him too, even though he's not as popular as Ralph Smart, he really hasn't even done anything lately. But yeah, these people create some type of entity where they can suck your energy from a distance. Some people use an egregore to feed off of the masses in their videos. All right, let me finish reading. All right, it says, I already read all that. It says the concept was discussed in early Theos, the, theosophical literature and is well known in esoteric thought, but is not a mainstream idea. In discussing egregores, Helena Petrovna, I can't pronounce her name, anything. This woman wrote every thought so evolved with energy from the brain, creates Nolans or Bolans, willingly or unwillingly, a shape. Continuing, she states that such a shape is absolutely unconscious unless it is the creation of an adept who has preconceived object and given it the thought form consciousness, or rather the appearance of consciousness, derived from the adept's will and consciousness. All right, it says Dios. Damn, I can't pronounce that word. But it says these people first brought the idea of a thought form to the public mind by Annie Besant. And I'm gonna skip over this shit. Yeah, basically you can create entities, you know, this basically sound like archons. It's pretty much, I pretty much think that's what an egregore is. An archon. They say archons are thought forms and they can affect people up to a 10-mile radius. And I think a lot of these cartoons that we see on TV, I think I heard that they get these ideas from the astral realm, and it could be an entity, it could be something that they created in a man, or it could already be stuff out there that's on the astral realm. This right here is very interesting right here. I'm gonna read this real quick, then I'm gonna shut it off. It says in this article, Understanding the Occult, what is an egregore? Theron Dune offers for more definition: an energized astral form produced consciously or unconsciously by human agencies. In particular, a strongly characterized form, usually an archetypal image produced by the imaginative and the emotional energies of a religious or a magical group collectively, or B, an astral shape of any kind, deliberately formulated by a magician to carry a specific force. From a Greek word meaning watcher, a thought form created by will or visualization. A group egregore is the distinctive energy of a specific group of magicians who are working together, creating and building the same thought form or energy form. Any symbolic pattern that has served as a focus for human emotion and energy will build up an egregore of its own over time, and the more energy that is put into such a pattern, the more potent the egregore that it will form around it. The gods and goddesses of every religion, past and present, are at the center of vast egregore charged with specific kinds of power. The power is defined by and contacted through traditional symbolism of the deity in question. You notice how some people, almost deify these these spiritual gurus on YouTube. You got diehard fans. It don't matter how much evidence you provide that these people are frauds. They'll still be, making up excuses of why this person does this. Anyway, it says an Agrigore is an angel, sometimes called watcher. In Hebrew, the word is The concept appears in the book of Enoch. Thus, Urim, the city of Nephilim, is again linked to the book of Enoch, since the Nephilim, according to that book, were the sons of Urim, the Agrigores. The Agrigores. Although Urim, the Agrigores are the angels on both sides of the camp, the fallen angels as well as the faithful ones. Other words that have been used to describe the Agrigore are archetype, group consciousness, and the Zegas. But anyway, you pretty much get the point. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down right here. I think this article even mentioned about the cartoons and stuff. It's a pretty interesting website. It's called Dio. Dang, I can't pronounce that shit either. Dio. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Wola Coda.